All right, guys. Thanks again for coming out. Appreciate your coverage. And obviously, we just finished our Wednesday practice for Virginia Tech, and we'll evaluate the film and wrap up our preparation tomorrow. So, any questions you have, we'll get rolling.
What were you able to accomplish that you consider high on your list as far as with the extra time?
I'm not going to get into all the specifics on that.
Just a general thing coming out.
Yeah, my number one priority was to get rested up, last week. So we're in a normal game week right now, but we needed to get rested up, after that first half of the season. So that was my number one priority. In terms of positions and units, we had specific things that we needed to work on, develop some depth at certain positions, and the good news is we saw a lot of guys grow up, a lot of guys that maybe are less experienced, not necessarily freshmen, but freshmen, redshirt freshmen or sophomores that have really grown up during this, last week or so. So hopefully, we'll start to see more of those guys playing.
Al, I guess Carter Hutz, I just wondering how
Yeah.
you guys kind of maintain that relationship with him since the game.
Yeah, he's actually talking about going to the game. I know his procedure got pushed back a little bit. So obviously we would love to see him at the game, and I know as a team, we're going to stay on top of his story and be there with him every step of the way, and hopefully we'll get him back at some point soon.
The difference in Virginia Tech team that has their top running back, I think he's expected to play.
Yeah, he'll play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of difference will that make?
Well, I think, obviously they're going to establish the run with Williams in there, and they made some changes to the offensive line. And you could tell, the guys that they put in there played well for them, especially in the second half of Pitt. And it sounds like that's the way they're going to go. I really like their tight ends. Their fullback can do it all for them. Seems like he can catch the ball. He protects really well. He blocks really well, and he can run it. So I think we're going to see a heavy dose of that and a heavy dose of the running game. But this is a big back. We're going to have to tackle him.
What impresses you most about what they do defensively?
Their activity. They play with a lot of energy. And guys chasing the plays down from the backside, Manny. They're very aggressive. They have outstanding coverage guys on the perimeter. Make it tough for you to win one-on-one out there and beat them for explosive plays. If you do catch it, they do a good job tackling. So again, we have to be creative and find ways to run the ball. And when we do hit plays, we got to make them pay.
Different looking at their quarterback after the last, what you've been facing the last couple of years.
Yeah.
What do you think that he?
I like Brewer. My first look at Brewer was, when we were getting ready for Georgia Tech, and to me, it just looked like he had a big league arm, and he's throwing, a lot of balls to those two freshmen, Phillips and Ford. They're getting Hodges involved, Malik involved, and I just think we're going to see a different group. I think we're going to see a more balanced group this week than last week with their injuries. And I think that's going to be the Brewers' advantage. So I think he's got a big arm. He's smart. We're going to have to find ways to get to him and not give up any explosive plays. And obviously, we're going to have to find a way to take the run away.
How's his special teams progressing?
Our special teams? Obviously, our placements are better right now. Badgley's kind of settled in. He's kicking the ball really well, Manny. I think our coverage unit on kickoff coverage has settled in. It's hard to erase the long one. It's always going to kill you in your stats all year. But we've been better. Now with Vogel kicking off, he's been better the last 2 weeks, Manny. So I think we're making You're never satisfied on special teams. There's so many moving parts. Happier with that. Our punt unit has been much better. They're doing a good job protecting and covering. Vogel's been good there. I think he's got 14 inside the 20. Which is a very good number, very unselfish punter. He's not kicking it into the end zone. A lot of them are landing on the 10, 12, 14. which is good. Our return game is where our focus has been. We got to do a better job in the return game, starting with me, punt return and kickoff return, and we just haven't produced like we need to produce there. So, and this is going to be a great challenge, obviously, going against Virginia Tech in Blacksburg from a special team standpoint.
Who's really shined, I guess, in kickoff coverage, tackles, punt cut, going down the field?
Yeah, there's not many that are on both. I think on the punt team, Antonio Crawford, Artie Burns, Bush, Armbrister, those guys have really been doing a phenomenal job. On the kickoff team, it's been a little bit more spread out because I rotate more guys there. But, as of late, Gus has been showing up. Again, Artie Burns and Tracy have been there, which has been good. And then there's a lot more young guys on that unit. Grace is there. Juwan Young has been there. I mentioned Gus already. Hugo Delafina has been doing a good job there. Jamal Carter, if I haven't mentioned him already. So that's the group that's been working the kickoff coverage.
And I guess with the returns, one thing Stacey was talking about was, the blocking, getting that set up there. Has that been the one thing?
Yeah. Blocking, timing, spacing, it's all the same. And I think Stacey did a good job hitting it last week, Manny. We didn't give him an opportunity. But it wasn't because of Stacey. He hit it. He hit it right where it's supposed to be. We got to do a better job giving him a seam. But I thought his timing was good. His spacing with the fullbacks and the off returner was good. Now we just got to hold our blocks a little bit better.
During camp, there was a lot of competition at DB, both spots. Is there still a competition, or have you guys kind of settled into their roles?
No, I think there is a lot of competition, and we're playing a lot of guys. I think Tracy has had a good week, which is great. Cornyn's had a good week. Artie's doing a good, has been doing really well. Gunter, AC is doing a good job. So there's a lot of competition there. Dion, Fentress, Jamal, Dallas. Again, I think there's a lot of competition there every day. Those guys are competing, and they're all playing. So we're playing all 9 of those guys right now in the secondary, and obviously they all have a role in special teams too.
How well held Jamal Carter back this year? You look at him,
Yeah.
you're thinking, man, this guy can really develop into a great safety, and it just hasn't really happened.
Yeah, I think, I'm not, that's a, Gary, it's almost like a negative question, you know what I mean? I don't want to buy that. You know what I'm saying? From my standpoint, I think Jamal's got to keep making progress. Got to keep paying attention to details, preparing, and playing faster. I think he needs to play faster, and he's got a great opportunity. And again, I'm always positive by nature. So for me, it's like, okay, is this the week? That he puts it all together and gets it, and now he's ready to go and he's ready to play fast. So Jamal has all the tools. He's got to continue to prepare, stay confident, trust it, and hopefully this will be the week that he plays even better than he has been playing.
Coach, you mentioned earlier that you wanted to eliminate the running game. I think on all 3 road games, you picked up on average 289 yards rushing. What do you do differently this week to make sure they never establish that?
Yeah, again, I think they're all 3 of them are different. Louisville's operation is different than Nebraska. Nebraska is different than Georgia Tech. So I think, we have a plan. Obviously, we have to execute the plan. And we know Williams is going to be in there. We're probably going to see both tight ends. Going to see the fullback. They've changed the offensive line, and I believe they're changing the offensive line to run the ball. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. And we got to be up to the challenge. It's as simple as that.
Which I know, you always talk about winning the divisions, that's what you have to do first.
Yep.
Now you're sitting there with 2 losses, but with everything that's been going on, even though it is early, how do you look at things? Does it make this one a must-win game?
Yeah, I don't really get into that. I think they're all must-win games, to be honest with you. Every game is. So we just look at it one game at a time. I think maybe when we got back from Atlanta, we had some guys that maybe didn't understand how early it was in the race. I think based on what's transpired since then, maybe they're believing now. Maybe they have a little more faith that this thing is far from over. And I think we just got to, like I said this morning, I just think we got to take care of our business, not worry about anything else. It's a one-game season right now, and when we get back from Blacksburg, it'll be another one-game season, and that's all that matters.
What kind of things, did you see anything in practice that would say back any kind of attitude or insight that was back up that attitude, or one done with players?
Our guys have had a great attitude. I think they've done a great job of ignoring everything on the outside, just getting better, preparing, coming every day with a great attitude, practicing hard. I think they've had a good attitude.
What's kind of been the message from the recruits, the feedback you've been getting from them, that the guys lined up for next year?
Excellent. I think guys are coming for the right reasons. Guys want to be a part of it moving forward, and that's been the message, really. You get feedback from them all the time, and right now they're excited about joining our program and helping be a part of the solution, which is great. And we're grateful to those guys. I can't really mention any of them, but we're grateful to those guys and glad they want to be a part of our program and help us move this thing forward.
Do they look at see Brad and see all the freshmen doing so many things and say, man, there really isn't that opportunity coming right away?
No, I think they know it's a great opportunity, and I think they know that Brad, is talented and is really making a lot of progress. He really is. As a young quarterback, he's making a lot of progress. And again, I don't refer to him as a freshman. He's a young quarterback. He's not inexperienced anymore. He's gone into tough places, and I think a lot of kids see him and they know what type of person he is. He's a leader. So I think that's positive for us, Manny.
Is he somebody that learns from the losses that, as far as his play goes specifically, does he?
Yeah, I think, again, we get stats and move on. I know you guys kind of live in that world, but I think he's thrown 2 interceptions in the last 3 games. And so I think he's growing up there. He's protecting the ball better. And we're going to need him to do that. So I think he's learned from every practice, every video, and every game. And we've asked him to grow up quick, and he's done that. And so we got to do a good job protecting him, give him a chance to perform really well on Thursday night, and I know he will.
Almost happened, they have to do that naturally. But when you're a freshman that doesn't have all the opportunities, train on and any fumbles, what do you see from him in practice and kind of bouncing back?
Yeah, he's got to bounce back. I know he's disappointed because, you don't want to go in and do that. We want to end the game on our terms. And I think I said to you guys after the game, we just got a little sloppy, and that's not what I want to see when those guys go in. When those guys go in the game, man, I want to see them execute the way they're trained to do. And his hand placement wasn't correct on, receiving the ball, and the ball wasn't where it needed to be, and so that's a tough lesson to learn. But he'll bounce back. He's got a lot to learn still at that position, and hopefully he's put it behind him and learned from it, and it's going to continue to grow.
But when Trayon came to camp, we all thought he was going to be like that big back, but he told us that he slimmed down from 225 to 216. What role exactly do you see him playing?
All right, that's still a big back now. Again, 215, 220 is still a big back, especially if you're a freshman. So I think he's a big back. Obviously, Gus is ahead of him right now in that position. Trayon, he's learning how to do everything. He's learning the process. He's starting to help us on special teams. Last week he was a contributor on kickoff coverage, which was great, and on punt return. But I'm excited about Trayon Gray. I think he's a great kid. I think he's really going to help us.
Couple more questions.
I know we've talked about him a lot, but I just wanted to get your thoughts again on Ryan and just what he's been able to do with his role right now, how he's handling this challenge. What have you all seen?
Yeah, well, again, Ryan has put his own personal disappointment aside right now. He's doing a good job mentoring, doing a good job leading, and he's got to continue to do that while he's preparing himself, whether it's his throwing motion or conditioning or whatever it is, for an opportunity that may avail itself. So I think that's the only way you go about this business. You just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. I would have never thought that we would lose 2 tackles in a game a couple weeks ago, and some guys were ready for their opportunity. And I think Ryan's got to continue to do that. Christie, be ready for his opportunity, get himself in good condition, continue to stay on top of the game plan, and when he gets his opportunities, you know.
How tough has it been to watch him have to go through this?
It's tough. It's tough. You know, it's tough. You know, the more you're around it now, and I guess 25 years for me as a player and a coach, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to see guys go through that, and I've seen it before, but I think he'll be remembered by taking the high road, by being a class act, by continuing to be a leader, by choosing to be positive and have a great attitude and trying to get better. And then if an opportunity avails itself, he'll be ready. You know, so there's really no other way to approach it. There really isn't. And from that standpoint, I'm really proud of him.
This question's a little left field, but just guys in this team right now that you think could be great future coaches. Guys that you think
Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams, one of them?
Yeah, Ryan Williams is one of them. No, I think Ryan Williams could be a great future coach. I felt that way about A.J. Highsmith too, but he went into front office stuff, you know. But I knew he would end up somewhere like that. Man, who else would be a great coach? Shane McDermott would be a great coach. Really smart. Loves the game, has a passion for the game. You're really making me answer this here on a. What is today? Tuesday of game week?
They all put the whistle on, you know.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
We should have the coaches run, you know, do the practice one day and let the players run it. I bet you they would love it. There's others though. I mean, he just kind of caught me off guard. I think Jake Heaps is like, you know, he's like that too. I mean, guys that are smart and love the game and are passionate about it, you know, you can kind of tell. And you guys could tell when you watch guys like that. I mean, you know who's got a little something different about them, but those are guys that come to mind. Ryan, for sure.
How about Dallas?
Dallas could do it, yeah. Dallas could do it. He might be smarter than that, though. He might be like AJ. He might be smarter than that. So there's a bunch of guys though that are like that, and hopefully we'll get more guys like Kareem that will come back and want to be a part of it.
Anything else?
Okay, guys, have a great day.